Hello dear students, good morning everyone. This is the revision lecture related to class 9 physics gravitation chapter, and in today's lecture we will discuss about the two terms. First about Kepler's law and the second that is Newton's law of gravitation. Newton's law of gravitation. Just see about the Kepler's law. Number first, Kepler's law. Kepler's law here consisting three part. First Kepler's law, second Kepler's law and third Kepler's law. The first Kepler's law, that is very easy, law of orbit. First Kepler's law or law of orbit. Statement that is very easy, only one you have to understand about the concept of diagram. Whenever diagram concept is clear, then everything is clear. Let's see. This is the elliptical path, and every planet revolving around the sun, in an elliptical orbit. Every planet revolving around the sun in an elliptical orbit, and the sun lies at any one foci, either at F1 or F2. Here this is the position of sun and this is the position of planet. This is the position of sun and this is the position of planet. Clear? So listen again. What is the concept of Kepler's first law? Kepler's first law: every planet revolving around the sun in an elliptical orbit, that is the oval shape, or you say that ellipse, and the sun lies at any one foci. Clear? Here two foci, F1 and F2. The sun lies at F1 and this is the position of planet. This is the concept of Kepler's first law. Then after Kepler's first law, second one is what? Kepler's second law. Kepler's second law. And Kepler's second law, another name, that is law of area. Law of area. Very simple. Law of area. The line joining the planet to the sun. Sweeps, or you say that covers equal areas in equal interval of time. Here this is the position of planet P1 and this one is the position of planet P2, and then joining P1 to F1 and P2 to F1. This is the line joining the planet to the sun, and same as here, this is P3 and this one is P4. So P1, P2, P3, P4 are the positions of planet, and here sweeps equal areas in equal interval of time. This one area that is equal to this one area. Clear? So area concept in this law, that is equal whenever covers in equal interval of time. So that is area P1, F1, P2 equal to, this is the approximate symbol, area P3, F1, P4. Clear? Concept of area whenever covered in equal interval of time, then will be equal. And the last one, third law, the time period of revolution of planet around sun. The time period of revolution of planet around sun whenever taken in square concept. So listen again. The square of time period of revolution of a planet around sun is directly proportional to cube of semi major axis. This is the Kepler's third law, and Kepler's third law, another name, that is law of period. Law of period. In law of period, that is t square directly proportional to r cube. T square directly proportional to r cube. I will say that t square is equal to capital K r cube. This is the formula for Kepler's third law. Clear? T square is equal to K r cube. Listen again about a statement. The square of time period of revolution. The square of time period of revolution of a planet around sun. This is t square directly proportional to r cube. Directly proportional to r cube. Clear? And here t square means what? Time period square, and r cube means cube of semi major axis. Square of time period of revolution of a planet around the sun is directly proportional to cube of semi major axis. Yes, semi major axis means half of major axis. This is the concept of major axis, and when we take the half of this 2r, then will be what? R. So whenever proportional symbol replaced, then the constant k is used. Clear? So this is the very easy concept of Kepler's law, either first law or second law or third law. Then after Kepler's first, second and third, the next concept is what? Gravitation. Newton's law of gravitation. Just see this. Note down all. And then after Kepler's, the very easy concept about Newton's gravitation's law. Clear? Newton's gravitation law, that is based on any two bodies in the whole universe. Any two bodies in the whole universe, whenever having different masses and separated by a finite distance. Separated by a finite distance, then how the force of attraction working. Clear? So see here two bodies in Newton's law of gravitation. Two bodies having masses m1 and m2 separated by finite distance r. Clear? Two bodies having masses m1 and m2 separated by finite distance r. Then first body applying force F1 on second body, and second body also applying force on first body, that is F2. So whenever the magnitude taken, then magnitude will be equal of both the forces. Then F is directly proportional to M1 and M2 product, and F inversely proportional to square of distance between both. So combining both equations, when we combine both, then obtain what? M1 M2 upon R square. So F is equal to capital G M1 M2 upon R square. Here G is the gravitational constant. Clear? The value of G, that is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. This is the universal gravitational constant, because this value never changes in the whole universe. Clear? Newton's law of gravitation, very easy. Force of attraction in vector form, when you just obtain, then Newton's law of gravitation represents Newton's third law. F1 is equal to what? Minus F2. This is the Newton's third law, and Newton's third law obtained from Newton's law of gravitation whenever taken in vector form. Clear? So concept of Newton's third law, very easy, that properly holds by Newton's law of gravitation. Whenever two bodies held at a finite distance are having masses m1 and m2, then they are applying force on each other, and their forces magnitude will be equal and opposite in directions. That's why here vector F1 is equal to what? Minus vector F2 written. Clear? And force of gravity means what? Whenever any body falling towards the earth's surface, then the force applying by earth on the body is defined as force of gravity, or simply gravity, and its value for any mass body always having 9.8 Newton. That's why the region behind a lighter body and heavier body, whenever dropped in vacuum case, then it strike to the ground at the same time. Clear? And the last one concept, just listen about acceleration due to gravity. Whenever body falling freely towards the earth, then the acceleration produced in the body, is said to be what? Acceleration due to gravity. And in next lecture we will discuss about the variation acceleration due to gravity. So that's all for today. Have a nice day.